Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session today. I'm excited to guide you through our topic, Themes of Geography. This is part of our Grade 7 Social Studies unit, specifically Unit 1, Lesson 2. Today, we'll be exploring the world around us, understanding how geography helps us learn about different places. We'll look at the key concepts that help us study the Earth and its features. So, get ready to discover how geography shapes our world. So, what exactly is geography? Well, it's the study of places and how people interact with their environments. Geographers look at both the physical features of Earth's surface, like mountains and rivers, and the human societies that live across it. They explore how our culture and natural world influence each other, and how the location of a place can really shape the experiences of the people who live there. Now, why should we study geography? First, it helps us better understand our planet, its landscapes, climates, and ecosystems. It also explains the connections between people, places, and environments, which is really important in our interconnected world. Plus, studying geography improves skills like reading maps and thinking about space, skills that are valuable in many areas of life. It's also a way to connect with different cultures and regions around the world, fostering a greater sense of global citizenship. And speaking of organizing information, geographers use what we call the 5 themes of geography to make sense of the world. These themes help us analyze and understand the complex relationships that shape our planet. So, in essence, geography is about understanding the world we live in, how everything fits together, and how we, as humans, influence and are influenced by our environment. Let's talk about the theme of location and why it's so important. Location helps us understand where one thing is found in relation to another. It's all about pinpointing places on a map or in the world. First, there's absolute location. This means the exact spot on Earth where a place is found. Think of it as the precise address. For example, coordinates like latitude and longitude. Take New York City. Its absolute location is about 40.7 degrees north and 74 degrees west. That's like its unique fingerprint on the globe. Next, we have relative location. This describes a place in relation to other places around it. It's more about describing position using landmarks or familiar points. For instance, you might say, the school is next to the park and across from the library. It's a way to give directions or describe where something is without exact coordinates. Now, I want you to think about your own school. How would you describe its absolute location? And what landmarks or places could you use to describe its relative location? Understanding both helps us get a clearer picture of where things are and how they relate to each other in the world. Today, we're going to explore the concept of place in geography. When we talk about a place, we're referring to what an area looks like, both in physical and human terms. Let's start with physical characteristics. These are the natural features that define a place, such as landforms like mountains and valleys, as well as the climate and weather patterns that the area experiences. Soil type and natural resources also play a big role in shaping what the place is like and how it can be used. Now, moving on to human characteristics. These are features that people create or modify, like buildings and architecture, which can tell us a lot about the culture and history of a place. Language and traditions also fall into this category, giving each place its unique identity. And of course, economic activities, what people do to earn a living, are a key part of what makes a place special. As an example, think about the Great Pyramids of Giza. They are a very recognizable place because of their unique physical features, like their size and shape, and their human characteristics, such as the ancient civilization that built them. Understanding these physical and human characteristics helps us appreciate what makes each place unique and how they contribute to the overall picture of geography. Let's talk about human-environment interaction. This theme looks at how humans connect with their surroundings, how they adapt to it, change it, and depend on it for survival. There are 3 main ways we interact with the environment. First, we adapt to it. That means adjusting our lives to fit our surroundings. For example, building dams in dry areas to collect water helps us survive in places with little rainfall. Second, we modify the environment. This is when we change it to meet our needs, like clearing forests to create farmland or develop cities. And third, we depend on it. We rely on natural resources such as water, soil, and plants for food, shelter, and everyday life. So think about your own community. How have humans modified the environment around you? It's a fascinating way to see how our actions shape the world we live in. Let's talk about theme 4, movement. In geography, movement refers to the transfer of people, goods, and ideas from one place to another. You can think of it as the way things shift and flow across different regions. Interestingly, much of history is really a story of movement. Animals and people have migrated for thousands of years in search of better places to live or resources. There are different types of movement to consider. For people, this includes migration, immigration, travel, and commuting. Each of these shapes societies and cultures in unique ways. When it comes to goods, movement happens through trade, shipping, and the transportation of resources, which helps connect economies worldwide. And for ideas, movement involves communication, cultural exchange, and sharing information, all of which help spread innovations and traditions. To put this into perspective, think about examples like America's westward expansion, which was driven by movement of people and resources, or the information revolution, which transformed how we share ideas and communicate globally. Immigration patterns have also significantly shaped societies, and global trade networks connect markets across continents. Now I want to hear from you. Can you name 3 ways you've experienced movement today? Whether it's commuting to work, sending a message, or buying something online, movement is everywhere and influences our daily lives. Today, we're going to talk about the concept of a region. A region is basically an area on the Earth's surface that is defined by certain unifying characteristics. These characteristics help us identify and categorize different parts of the world. By defining regions, geographers can split the Earth into different sections, which makes it easier to study and understand our world in a more organized way. There are different types of regions that we look at. First, we have physical regions. These are defined by natural features like mountains, rivers, and climate. For example, the Rocky Mountain region is a physical region because it's characterized by the mountain range itself and the natural landscape. Next, we have cultural regions. These are based on human characteristics such as language, religion, and customs. An example of this would be Latin America, which shares certain cultural traits that set it apart from other regions. Then there's the political region, which is defined by governmental boundaries. Think about the European Union. It's a political region because it groups countries together under a common political and economic system. For our activity today, I want you to think about 3 regions you belong to. These could be your neighborhood, your city, your state, or even your country. It's a good way to connect these concepts to your own life and see how regions shape our identities and our understanding of the world. Now let's look at some real-world examples that illustrate these concepts. First up, the Great Pyramids of Giza. These pyramids are incredibly recognizable around the world, and they have some very unique characteristics. For instance, they're built with sand and are exposed to the heat of the Egyptian desert. Their distinctive pyramid shape makes them stand out. Interestingly, you won't find similar structures anywhere else on Earth, which makes them truly special. They're not just architectural marvels. They also served a specific purpose as tombs for Egyptian kings, highlighting their cultural and historical significance. When thinking about location, the pyramids are tied to Egypt's geography, and their placement reflects the importance of the region in ancient times. Next, let's consider Niagara Falls. This natural wonder is also quite unique. It was formed about 65,000 years ago by the Wisconsin Glacier, which carved out the landscape we see today. Niagara Falls is located right on the border between the United States and Canada, making it a shared natural resource and a symbol of international cooperation. Its geological features, including the surrounding gorges, give it a dramatic and recognizable form. Plus, it plays a crucial role in providing hydroelectric power to nearby areas, showing how humans harness natural features for practical uses. When we think about place, region, and human-environment interactions, Niagara Falls exemplifies how natural forces and human activity intersect. So, as you see, Both the pyramids and Niagara Falls are perfect examples of how geography themes help us understand what makes these sites unique and important in the world. And now, I challenge you. Can you identify which themes of geography apply to your favorite landmark or natural wonder? Now, let's talk about our class activity, applying the themes of geography to our own communities. The goal here is to analyze a specific location in your neighborhood or town using the 5 key geographic themes. First, you'll form small groups of 3 to 4 students. Once you're in your group, choose a location in your community. This could be your school, a park, a shopping center, or any place that you find interesting. Next, you'll complete what we call the 5 themes chart for that location. This chart helps you organize your observations around 5 main questions. First, think about the location. Where exactly is it? This includes both absolute location, like coordinates, and relative location, like nearby landmarks. Then, consider the place. What makes this spot unique? Think about physical features like buildings or natural surroundings, as well as human aspects like how people have shaped it. Moving on, consider how people interact with the environment here. Do they modify it, adapt to it, or depend on it in some way? The 4th theme is movement. How do people, goods, and ideas move in and out of this location? And finally, look at the region. What larger area or region does this place belong to? After filling out the chart, your next step is to create a mini poster or a digital presentation to share your findings with the class. And here's a fun bonus. If you can take photos of your chosen location, you can include those in your presentation to make it even more engaging. This activity is a great way to see how these 5 geographic themes help us understand our community better. It connects the big picture of geography to the places we know and experience every day. Let's go through some practice questions to reinforce what we've learned. First, we have true or false questions. Remember, these are designed to check your understanding of how civilizations have interacted with their environments. The first statement says, "Since the beginning of time, all civilizations have had to control their surroundings in order to survive." Think about that. Most civilizations have indeed had to adapt and manage their environment to thrive. Do you think that's true or false? Yes, it's true. Next, it says, "In dry areas, people might build dams to collect and store large quantities of water." That makes sense because water is essential, especially in arid regions. Building dams helps store water for drinking, farming, and other needs. So that statement is true. The third statement, "Throughout history, humans have changed and have been changed by their environment." This highlights the dynamic relationship between people and their surroundings. Humans modify environments, and environments influence human life. This is definitely true. Finally, it says, "The Great Pyramids of Giza are a very recognizable place in America." Now, that's false because the pyramids are in Egypt, not America, so keep that in mind. Now, let's move on to multiple choice questions, which help us understand key geographic themes. The first question asks, which theme helps us understand where one thing is found in relation to another? The options are human-environment interaction, location, place, and region. The correct answer is location because it focuses on spatial relationships. The second question, which of the following gives the exact spot on Earth where a place is found? The choices are absolute location, relative location, region, and movement. The answer here is absolute location, since it pinpoints a place precisely, like using coordinates. The third question asks, which of the following is not one of the 5 themes of geography? The options are location, climate, movement, and region. Climate isn't one of the 5 main themes, it's more of a physical characteristic, so the correct answer is climate. As a class activity, I encourage you to work with a partner to create your own true, false, and multiple choice questions about these themes. This will help reinforce your understanding and prepare you to quiz your classmates. Remember, these themes, like location, place, human-environment interaction, region, and movement, are the foundation for understanding geography. They help us see how different places are connected and how humans interact with their environment. Keep these concepts in mind as we continue exploring the world around us. All right, so for this project, we're going to choose a place that interests us. This could be a city, a country, a famous landmark, or even a natural feature. Once we've picked our place, the next step is to do some research. That means gathering information from books, the internet, and other resources to learn as much as we can about it. After we have our information, we'll analyze our place using the 5 themes of geography: location, place, human environment interaction, movement, and region. These themes will help us understand our chosen place from different perspectives and make our analysis more comprehensive. Finally, you'll create a presentation to share your findings, and you can get creative with it, whether that's a poster, a slideshow, a model, or something else. Remember, this project is due in 2 weeks, and you'll be working in groups of 2 or 3 students. This project is a great way to connect what we learn about geography to real-world places and develop a deeper understanding of how different factors shape our environment. Now, let's wrap up with the 5 themes of geography, which are essential tools for understanding how people and places are connected across our planet. First, we have location, which answers the question, where is it? And includes both absolute and relative positions. Then, there's place, which describes what a location is like, focusing on physical features and human characteristics that make each place unique. Next is human environment interaction, which explores how people relate to and impact their surroundings, like how we adapt or modify our environment. Movement looks at how people, goods, and ideas travel from one place to another, helping us understand connectivity and exchange. Finally, region groups areas together based on shared characteristics, making it easier to study and compare different parts of the world. Geographers use these 5 themes as a framework. They help organize complex ideas and give us a clearer, more complete picture of our world. Remember, these themes are interconnected. They don't stand alone but work together to deepen our understanding. By considering all 5, we gain a richer perspective on how our world functions and how everything is linked.